Rachel Mitchell. I'm going to go ahead and hit record. And obviously I'm not Melanie Mitro, but we all use her login link. But I'm really excited to lead this call for you today because helping new coaches is just like, it's my jam. Because I totally remember I've been a coach for 3.5 years now. And so I remember being exactly where you guys are. Hey, I'm going to mute everybody just so there's no background noise. So if you need to talk, definitely use that chat bar, okay? But I remember being where you guys are and just kind of trying to figure out, like, am I going to make this work? Like, people are telling me no. Can I do this? Like, are people rejecting me, or am I cut out to do this? And so I just remember those feelings so clearly. And if there's one thing that I can just nail home today is just stick with it. Give it 6 months. Heck, give it a year. Like I tell new coaches, give it a year. Show up, do the trainings, do the 4 vital behaviors. And some of you guys may be rocking it. You may be at Success Club already. You may have your points. You may have your challenge group started. But what I would guess is that a lot of you guys are still just trying to figure it out. Like, how do I approach this person? How do I post without sounding salesy? How do I post a workout selfie every single day and actually have something to say? You know, I remember thinking all of those things, but I promise you that just like any other thing that you have done, that you've excelled at, you had to practice it, right? You have to practice being a coach, and success does not come day one. It's one of those things that you just build and you build and you build on that momentum, which is why we have you read the Compound Effect and or the Slight Edge, whatever it is that you're reading. And I promise that it's so worth it. So just stick with it. This business has blessed my life like incredibly, like way more than I could ever imagine. So, but if you're feeling overwhelmed, that is totally normal. Just like I always tell new coaches, it's just like if you started a brand new job that you had to walk into, which this is what this is a job, right? You're not going to know everything on day one. You've got to learn where the copier is. You've got to learn what's expected of you from your boss. You've got to learn, what time do you take a lunch break? How do I manage all these tasks? And it's the same thing with coaching. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, know that that is completely and totally normal. We would not expect you to feel anything other than that. But I want to just ask you guys, is anybody willing to share before I get into it? Like, how did your week go last week? What is this today? Where this is you had 1 full week of Coach University. How did your week go last week? Did anybody like log in every day? Did you post? Did you invite some people? Does anybody want to share? I'd love to hear from you guys if you want to, or you can type in the chat bar. Don't be shy. You gonna be shy? Okay.
I can definitely share my week because it's been insanely rough. Like because I teach Winter Guard. So we had our championships last weekend, this past weekend. So I was completely focused on that. The kids are crazy. The parents were insanely disrespectful all weekend. So that was my entire mindset was get ready for championships, make sure the kids are ready, make sure the parents know everything. Oops, sorry. Husband's calling me. And it really was a distraction to me because I didn't even really focus on coaching. I was like, just get it done and deal with this later. And it really got to me last night when I was at church, honestly. Like, it was one of those where it's like, you committed to this, do it, buck up. And this is for you because this weekend was a test of what you should be focusing on.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's good because if anybody listened to the National Wake Up Call today, which I hope you did, if you didn't, go back and listen to it. And she said something even before the call, like it was a quote from before the call. And she said, coaching is not a job, it's a lifestyle. And that is so incredibly true, guys. Like if you think about it, it starts with your lifestyle of trying to get healthy and fit, or not trying, but getting healthy and fit. And the 4 vital behaviors, like I don't even I mean, I am intentional about them, but I don't even ask myself anymore, am I going to do the 4 vital behaviors now? I just do them. It's part of my habit. It's part of my lifestyle. It's my job is to help women, and I can't do it if I'm not making those things just a habit and a lifestyle. And so, yes, life is going to happen, but the thing is that coaching can work around life happening, and that's the beauty of it. You find the pockets of time that you can make it work, because as a new coach, like, I had to start getting up earlier. I had to give up my nighttime TV shows. Like, I had to stay up a little bit later just to answer messages after my kids went to bed. But you know what? Like, I honestly, I function well on 6 or 7 hours of sleep. I do great that way. I didn't need to watch, reruns of Friends every night. That was stupid. That was not productive for me in any way. So giving up little things here and there to go up has paid off tremendously for me. Instead of walking the mall on my lunch break, just looking around because I didn't have anything else to do, now I work my business. I work full time and I do this. And so you have to just figure out how and where you're going to fit this into your life and make it part of your lifestyle. And that pays off tremendously. And so, yes, the 4 vital behaviors are something that we are going to just say over and over and over, make those non-negotiables. And for me personally, this is not even what I planned to talk about today, but for me personally, I have to find, when is my mindset the best? Because honestly, as a new coach, reaching out to new people and saying, hey, do you want to join my challenge group? That's overwhelming and scary as mess, And so I have to do that when I had to, and I still do sometimes, have to find, when am I in the best mindset? When am I the most positive? Is it right when I wake up, right after I do my workout and I feel great? I feel invigorated. I'm like, everybody should do this, And then I send out my invites. Is it after I do my personal development? Is it after my kids go to bed and I'm free from distractions? So you figure out what is your peak performance, peak happy time, and that's when you send your invites, if that's the hardest thing for you to do. And guys, I'm going to tell you, schedule it in. You've got to schedule your work hours in, just like a regular job, and that will pay off just as much as anything. So if you're just going into each day thinking, oh, I'll get to the 4 vitals, I'll invite when I have time, or I'll post when I have time, you're not going to end up doing it. So you have to be very intentional about planning when you will work this business. Okay. And that will help you stay on track so much as well. So now I want to talk about the importance of consistency and the quality. Hold on. Let me see. I've got some chats down here. Let me see what you guys are saying. Definitely overwhelming trying to fit in the daily coaching tasks while managing a regular job. Girl, I get it. I have worked full time the whole time I have done this. And like I said, I just have had to figure out, what can I give up to make coaching work. And I have not given up anything that was detrimental to my health, to my family, to my job. I have just worked coaching in to the spaces where I was kind of wasting my time in my life before. And trust me, I was. And so you can do it. I know you can do it. I had trouble with people pulling the trigger and buying because it was pricey, but I did sign up one person. Yay, Jennifer, that's awesome. I also had trouble with being young and having fun while strictly sticking to the diet. Okay, so I think that Beachbody is all about finding something that works for you. I'm not a perfect coach. I don't eat perfectly all the time. I don't always nail my workouts, but I think that your market is going to be different than mine. And you just figure out what is a healthy balance, what really and truly keeps you healthy, Jennifer. And that's what you share. Okay. As far as pricey, yes, you're going to have that. People don't really get what you're talking about. And that's why it's so important to be consistent and to share quality information and posts on your social media. We are going to talk about inviting in conversations, but first let me talk about social media. So I think that almost as scary as inviting can be for new coaches, posting on social media can be just as scary, because if you're anything like me, which I think most of us are, you're like, what are people going to think if I just all of a sudden start posting all the time, and I'm posting workout selfies, and I'm posting about food and stuff like that? What are people going to think about me? Well, first of all, they are going to think, okay, what's up? But if what you're posting is inspiring, if what you're posting is not salesy, which it should not be, if what you're posting is adding value to people's lives, then people are going to be inspired. And anybody that has something negative to say about that I would just like check them off your list. Don't even worry about it. If somebody's going to say something negative about you encouraging people to be healthy, then they're probably going to say something negative, even if you don't post anything at all, honestly, because there are those people out there. So you just have to focus on, what is my message? What is my message with coaching? And that's where we really encourage you guys to sit down and write out a list of like 5 things. Like, who am I? If I unmuted you, Debbie, like type in the comments. Everybody type in your comments. Like, who are you? What are 5 things? Like, if you asked your best friend, like, who am I? How would you describe me? What are my interests, my likes, my passions? Like, type it in the comments for me right now, okay? And I know that may be a hard assignment at first, but just don't overthink it. So like for me, if one of my really good friends came up and said, okay, Rachel, you love to be outdoors. You love to play with your boys. I'm a boy mom. You're very passionate about your faith and fitness. And I'm like, my mission is really to encourage women that they are enough. Like, they are enough. You don't have to measure up to somebody else's, definition of what you should be. You are unique on purpose. And that is my message. In the comparison game, let's all be us, and let's just be the best version of us that we can be. Okay. And so faith, obviously fitness and food, boy mom, outdoorsy, those are some things that definitely define me. So y'all just keep them coming. Okay. And so I want you to write those down, scribble them down on a piece of paper, in your planner, whatever it is, your tracker today. Write those down. And that's what you post about. You don't just start posting about things that are totally unrelated to you. I tell new coaches all the time, your marketing material is you. It's your life. It's your message. And so you're just going to start sharing about life, because now health and fitness are part of your life. It's part of your lifestyle. Okay. And so you're going to aim, this is a social media business, guys. If you're not posting, you don't have a business. I don't care how many people that you invite. I don't care how many people that you talk to face to face, which you should be doing those things. But if you don't have if you're not posting, you don't have a business. It's just like if you opened a bricks and mortar business and you never advertise for it, then nobody's going to come. And so I tell people, I think that inviting and talking to people one-on-one is where you get people to commit and to sign up, and they get to know who you are on a personal level. But posting is like your insurance for all those conversations, because if you are reaching out to women and saying, hey, join my challenge group. Hey, do you want to do this? Hey, do you want to try Shakeology? And they go to your page and there's nothing there about health and fitness. There are no pictures of you working out. There are no like tips for eating clean. There's nothing. Then people aren't going to trust you and they're not going to join you. So you have to remain consistent in posting value on social media. And so what do I mean by value? Again, if I'm a boy mom, I'm going to talk about like, how do I engage my kids? How do I get them moving and active and eating healthy? Like yesterday, I did a live video on my Facebook page about how I incorporate healthier foods into my kids' lunches. Or like in my Instagram stories last week, we did a water challenge in one of my challenge groups. So I did a little story about how much water intake you should have. I didn't ask anybody to buy anything. I didn't ask them to do anything. I just shared value. I gave some tips. Okay. And so that is value that you can be sharing. Maybe you're a faith like me. Faith is a huge part of what I do. And so I share scripture. I share encouragement a lot. And so that's the value that people will come back to our pages for. Okay. And so you've got to be sharing that. Definitely showing people that you're doing these programs. If people don't know you're working out to Beachbody On Demand, if people don't know that you're working out at home, which you're inviting other people to do, then again, it's a trust issue. They're not going to trust you and want to do it with you. They want to see that you are doing it. Your story is what inspires people to join you. Beachbody works, the programs work, Shakeology is amazing, but it's you doing it yourself and showing people and sharing your results, whether they're great or small. that inspire people to take action and do something else. You are their guide. So I'm reading this book about Build a Story Brand, and it's all about telling your story. You know, like, what struggles have you overcome? Are you overcoming? You know, how are you going to help other women do the same thing? And those are the things that you put into your post. And for a second, I'm going to share my screen with you because I wanted to show you an example of one of the posts that I did last night about my challenge group. And of course, if you go to my page, you're going to see my workout selfies. You're going to see that's my workout selfie from this morning. It was just encouraging. It was motivating. I did end up throwing in a challenge group jab for my next 80-day obsession group. I don't always do that. A lot of times it's just a post to showing people that I worked out. But last night, this was my challenge group post. And it was all about the fact that I have been a slave to food. Like, I have struggled with, you know, like being just that emotional eater and some other things. And so I talk about that. I share part of my story. I have an emotional draw in right there. And then I tell them I'm looking for 3 more ladies who want to take back their choices, who want to take back their kitchen. Again, I'm relating to other women and their emotions, who want to bounce back after too many Easter treats and start their own fitness journey. And I talk about my boot camp. It starts the 16th. And this is what I'm going to offer you. Okay. So I give a very detailed description of what I'm going to give you. You're going to get 30-minute workouts. You're going to get healthy recipes, how to grocery shop, tips for getting results without, you know, just totally starving. Community, you're going to get fun, superfoods, and obviously faith is a big part of what I'm doing. And so I give them very clear instructions. Drop your email to below. I'll message you all the details, tag a friend that you might want to do it with you. So that's an example of one of my challenge group posts, okay? And I do those like 2, maybe 3 times a week, but the rest is just me showing my lifestyle, me adding value, me leading by example, and I'm behind the scenes every single day connecting with people who like my posts. I'm inviting women who like my posts or women that I know could benefit from what I'm doing. And my posting is just insurance. It's that backup. It gives me credibility and it helps people trust me. So you got to get in that routine of posting on a regular basis and showing people what you are doing. It feels weird at first. It feels odd. I'm not going to lie. Very unnatural for me. I was that girl that never posted on social media before I became a coach. But I promise you that compound effect starts to happen. People start to watch you and they're like, oh, there she is again. There's Taylor again. She's posting that workout selfie again. She looks kind of happy. Week 3, they're going to say, oh my gosh, okay, there she is again. She's talking about this challenge group. She's eating healthy. She's starting to get results. And then by like a month later, you're going to have people messaging you and say, hey, you're inspiring me, or what are you doing, or tell me more. Okay. And so it does build momentum. That compound effect starts to happen and you start to see results and you start conversations. So definitely trust us there. Does anybody have questions about like posting, or is there anything specifically that you're struggling with? Can't pull this up. Why won't it show me all your wine lover? Oh, good. I like reading these. Animal lover, positive, wifey and mom. Good. I like it. See, y'all already got like a whole list of things to post about. And so that is, your feed also should reflect who you are. So like definitely go look at if I went to your Facebook page today, and I went to Angela's page, and if she had pictures, I don't even know what your Facebook page looks like. So if I get this right or wrong, don't be mad at me. But like if it was just like cats all the way across the top of her page and a picture of like, you know, some like random drawing for her Facebook profile picture, I'm not going to know that she's into health and fitness, right? So your Facebook feed should definitely reflect who you are, but it should show what you're doing. So I always suggest for you guys, if you go, I can show you again my Facebook feed, but definitely your profile picture should be a picture of you. And then let's see, well, this is my personal, and I mostly use my business page now, so I'll show you that. Sorry, everybody's messaging me. Go down. Okay, so this is my business page. And so you can see it's a picture of me, very clear. If anybody comes to my page, they automatically know what I look like. And, honestly, we relate to people initially just as human beings based on what they look like. So people can connect to me that way. And then my banner shows, obviously, health and fitness is part of what I do. There's a picture of me working out. Then I have a picture of me with my family and my boys. And then this is a picture of some of my team members. And my name is right there. These are so easy to make, you guys. If you go to Canva, CANVA.com on your computer, you can make a banner for your Facebook feed so easily. But make sure that the pictures are clear. If you love cats, put cats in your banner picture. I wasn't like hating on people who like cats, but I think that it's really important for your Facebook profile to reflect who you are. And like I said, fitness is just part of that now. So that should be in there as well. And you're just going to share about your life. Some other things that you can do through your posts is you can handle objections. So some of you guys said you're getting cost objections about people joining your challenge group. You know what? Every time I get an objection, or if I get 2 or 3 in a row, I make a post about it. I don't call anybody out. I don't say anybody's name, but I'll make a post about my own thoughts and apprehensions that I had before I signed up. Guys, I didn't sign up for Shakeology for like 4 months. I was like, I'm not paying that much for a bag of powder, and I put that into a post. I don't use Beachbody language a lot. I don't say Beachbody very much. I don't say Shakeology much. I usually say something like superfoods or my salad in a glass or something like that, or my morning shake. But I'll say, you know what? 4 years ago, I was so unwilling to invest the time and the money and the energy into my health that was required. And you know what? I didn't get any results because I wasn't investing in myself. But when I realized that it was like do or die, like I had to do something about my health that was getting out of control, I decided, why not try something that so many other women say are working? So I invested in some at-home workouts. I started to meal plan, to watch my portions. I started to include my superfood shake. And guess what? Like, I got results. I lost the weight. I was healthier. My cholesterol dropped. I didn't do anything gimmicky. I didn't put anything artificial in my body. I just got healthy God's way. Like, I worked out, I fueled my body, and it works. And that's what I'm inviting other women to do alongside me. So that would be an example of me handling a cost objection. I was also that girl that said, I don't want to drink my meals, and so I could make a post about that. And so those are some things that you can do with your social media feed. People give you a time objection. Talk about the fact that your workouts are 30 minutes long. You knocked it out before your kids even got up. And you worked out, now you're done. You don't have to think about it the rest of the day. So just view your social media feed as practice. You are going to practice sharing your story. You are going to practice with your photos. You're going to practice putting quality stuff out there, and you're not going to get it all right perfectly. It's not going to look like Melanie Mitro's Facebook or IG feed. The first month you're a coach. Like mine, when I look back, were horrible. And so like you just get better. As far as quality, somebody said you're struggling with the quality photo because of your phone. What do you mean? What type of phone do you have, Jennifer? Tell me there in the comments. Sam, the easiest way to promote your groups in a post without seeming overbearing is just telling your story. Honestly, just every single post that you put out there is just part of your story. And let me tell you, you're going to tell the same story over and over and over, and people are not going to get tired of it because people are inspired by it. And so like, honestly too, like I tell different parts of my story, like I struggled with high cholesterol. I struggled with hormones, PMS, really bad PMS. I struggled with, my self-image, how I felt about myself, my self-confidence, how I felt with my husband. Like those are all different parts of my story that I can pull from and I can talk about. And there are like 1,100 women out there that can relate to each one of those things. And so you just have to get bold in telling your story and no one else's. Beachbody is great. Beachbody has helped me so much, but I don't sell Beachbody. I sell Rachel. I sell my transformation. I sell my story. And so that is where your posting comes in, and people begin to trust you, and they don't get tired of it. If they do, they can unfollow you, unfriend you, and that's okay, because if they're tired of what you're putting out there, then it's probably not for them anyways, and that's okay. People don't reject you. They reject a healthy lifestyle. Please trust me when I say that, all right? Talk about Facebook versus Instagram. Depends. I think everybody should be on Instagram at this point. I think you have to be on Instagram. I think Facebook still works. I still get some good business there, but Instagram and just the hashtags and the stories and just the reach that you can have there is just incredible. I think that Instagram is a really good place to be, and we're going to talk more about that in this training. So bear with us on that. Sorry, Debbie, I think you said this, how many call to actions. So for me personally, call to action posts, like I honestly, between Instagram stories and Facebook and just like my workout selfies, I probably do some type of call to action every day, but I've gotten really good at burying it in my post. You know, it's not an obvious, hey, this is a challenge group post, will you join me? Like this morning, I talked about how we're on our last week of 80-day obsession. And, I'm so excited. The results that these ladies have gotten are just far more than just physical. And that I'm excited to bring a new group of women in to do this second round with us. If you're interested in joining, drop your email below, or I can't remember what I said or how I said it exactly. But my Instagram is Rachel J. Mitchell. So if you want to go check it out, you can see. But like a full out join my challenge group or join my team post, I probably do 2 to 3 a week. But I'm inviting every single day one-on-one. Okay. I'm inviting at least 3 people every single day to a challenge group, a free group, or the coaching opportunity. I never, ever stop. Even if I hit Success Club, even if I hit my recruiting goals, I never, ever stop, because you are constantly bringing people into that funnel that will become challengers. They may not become challengers today. They may not become coaches today. It might be 6 months, a year. I've had people that have joined me after 3 years who watched me the entire time, and they did not join me until 3 years later. Consistency pays off. I do not run free groups every single month. Honestly, I don't love free groups, because I find that it's the people who will not commit to a challenge group, who will not commit to investing. I might get somebody from them every now and then, but I don't love free groups, and I don't really encourage my coaches to run free groups either. Now, I do run them every 3 or 4 months, because I do see them as a way to give back, because my job is not just to make money and to hit Success Club. My job as a coach is to help people and to inspire people. So I will run a free group like every 3 months or so, just so that I know I'm putting value out there to people who may not ever join my challenge group. And so that's a way that I definitely give back. But I don't count on free groups to help me hit Success Club. That's just my personal opinion. I would rather give away a free meal plan to somebody, and I do that too. So those people that I'm in conversations with that they don't commit, or they have objections, I don't close off the conversation. I don't say, okay, well, sorry, and move on to the next person. I tell them, I relate to their objection. If it's money, if it's time, if it's, I'm afraid I won't commit, I say, girl, you know what? I totally understand. I didn't invest in Shakeology for a good 4 months. But when I did, what I found is this. It's that feel, felt, found method. I understand how you feel. I felt the same way. But what I found was this. If you're not ready to commit, I'm going to give you this free meal plan. It's a place to start. Keep following me. Keep watching me. I run a challenge group every single month. Can I follow up with you in May? And so that's how I do it. I leave that door wide open for people to join me later on. And they do. They do. You keep showing up, you keep posting, you keep sharing your results and your challengers' results, and people get on board and realize that this is for real. This is not a quick fix. This is not, slim fast diet. This is something that actually works and that lasts for the long haul. And so that is definitely that consistency in all areas pays off. But people are our business. People are our business. Just because they say no doesn't mean I shut the door. I leave it open and I give them something anyways. Does that make sense? Let's see. Did you create the meal plan yourself, or is it one from that I give away? Yeah, I just use one of my old ones that I've created before. I don't like make a lot of effort to create something new. I just say, here's one of my old meal plans that I've used before. It's a place for you to get started. Yeah. As far as Elena, Canva. Oh, there are lots of videos out there about Canva. So if you just go to YouTube and search like Canva tutorial, there's so much out there. And I promise it gets so much easier. It was overwhelming for me at first, but it's like the number one thing that I use right now. Let's see. So we talked about, inviting. So the big thing about inviting, okay, so when people show interest in your challenge group, whether you say, hey, I'm running this fitness boot camp this month, I'm looking for 3 women, and I thought of you first. Would you be interested in learning more about this challenge group? Do you have any health and fitness goals? The biggest thing when you're inviting people and talking to people is to ask questions. Like, I don't send out my whole challenge group description. Oh, hold on, wait a second. Chelsea's got her hand raised. What's up, girl? Hold on. Let me unmute you. I can't unmute you. Can you unmute yours? Oh, okay, go. Yeah.
Okay. So sorry, I'm driving. I'm gonna go get Bailey. But so the one thing that I would say that I feel like I'm learning is with the Instagram, Facebook question somebody had.
Yeah.
Okay, so this last month, I felt like both of my numbers in likes and followers on Instagram and on Facebook are increasing a lot. But I feel like Instagram, I love making the story on Instagram.
Yeah.
And then people follow that but connecting it so that everything goes to Facebook so I don't have to worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, whenever I do any post or whatever, like it'll share it on the other one. It's great.
Right.
But I do feel like on Instagram, a lot of the people that are following me and that are making comments and whatnot, a lot of them are people that are fitness gurus and, these big people. And then whenever I'm on Facebook, those are my challenge. Those are my challenger people. And I do think that Facebook is better when it comes to social media about finding people that you either went to school with, went to church with, grew up with, work with, that know people. Like, it connects you with more people than Instagram really does. Instagram, I think it does get you out there, but it's way different than Facebook. Yeah. Facebook is more of where I'm having my conversations with people that are like wanting to sign up.
Yeah.
Stuff. So
I feel
like for both of them, I think both of them are important, but I feel like Facebook is more of a connection process, which is what I'm seeing with Adrienne too. Like, I think Adrienne's, I think she'll have better luck with people because of the connection that Facebook makes with all of your friends, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
That's really good. I'm glad you brought that up. And we will talk more about that as we get into this training. But the thing is, you have to work them differently because Facebook does connect you with people that you're already friends with. Instagram, total different ballgame, like total strangers, but you find people like you through Instagram, through hashtags. So don't use Beachbody hashtags. Don't use fitness hashtags. Just use hashtags that are totally unrelated to fitness, but are totally related to you. So for me, Boy Scout mom, boy mom, brands that I love, Michael Kors, Sam Edelman, Paige Denham, Victoria's Secret, things like that, books that I like to read, authors that I like to read, hashtag Lisa Turkers, hashtag Made to Crave. And so Instagram, you do have to work it differently. And Chelsea's right. It connects you with people Now, if just stop using fitness hashtags, everybody, please don't use fitness hashtags or Beachbody. But if you start using hashtags based on that list that you typed into this little chat bar that defines you, so like if you love wine, like if you hashtag your favorite type of wine, hashtag your favorite label, you'll start to get new followers based on that. But they are strangers, so Chelsea makes a really good point. They are strangers. So you have to kind of go about that conversation a little bit differently, but you'll start to notice that, Susie Q likes all your posts on Instagram, or she's watching your stories. Did you know you can see who's watching your stories? Go through there once a week on Instagram. This is what I do. And I look to see what new people have consistently been following me. And I reach out to them and I send a message. It's not an invite. It just says, hey girl, thanks so much for following my journey. It means so much to me. I love putting my story out there to inspire other women. Are you working on any health and fitness goals yourself? Boom, that's it. That's all I say. And she comes back and she's like, oh, I love your stories, or I love your posts. Like you're really inspiring me. I would love to drop like 20 pounds before summer gets here. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's awesome. That's a really good goal. Like, do you have any plans for doing that? Okay. And so I just keep asking questions, and not at any point until I've kind of helped anybody that I'm talking to, whether it's my sister or a stranger or my coworker, until I've asked enough questions to help them connect with what they want to do and why they want to do it. That's when I drop about the challenge group. That's when I say, oh my goodness, girl, I think you would love, love, love to be a part of one of my boot camps. Can I explain how they work? And if they give me the green light, then I drop it. Then I say, okay, this is a 30-day boot camp. It's all done online. It's that description that you got in this coach training or that you got from your team page. That explains that we're going to be working out from home, that we're going to incorporate Shakeology, that we're going to share meal plans and how to overcome emotional eating. And mine is faith-based, like we're going to start on April 16th. Does this sound like something that you want to do? So it honestly and truly takes me a little while in my conversations to drop all that on people. Because if you drop it all on people at first, they're not going to respond. They're not going to know what you're talking about, and they're not going to feel connected to you. So it's so important to ask questions in these conversations one by one, and then relate to what they share with you. Like never had 100 pounds to lose, but if somebody says, I really need to lose 100 pounds, I'm like, oh, that is awesome. Good for you for setting that goal. You can do that little by little, and let's set a goal for you to lose that in the next 12 months or something like that. What kind of workouts do you like to do, or what's worked in the past? And so like I respond to what they tell me, and then I ask another question to always keep the conversation open. And after a few questions, they're going to know that you actually care. They're going to know that you actually care about what their goals are and helping them get there. And that's when you introduce the challenge group, and that's when you invite them to join you. And then, if they say yes, I always just say, okay, we need to get you set up with the tools that you need. You need access to the workouts. You get a year membership to Beachbody On Demand. You need your superfoods. You get a 30-day supply of Shakeology, portion containers, access to my boot camps, a one-on-one call with me, and you get all that in the challenge pack. It's $160. I just need your email address and to know what flavor you want to sign up with. And so that's how I close out the conversation. I tell them what to do. And I just talk to people like I just assume they're going to sign up. And so that's how I do it. But the thing is to ask questions, don't word vomit on people, and give them a very clear call to action to join your challenge group, to sign up. And, you can tell them too. You can do this. You guys can get 3 people to do this month. I promise. Like, I believe in every single one of you. You've just got to keep inviting. You've got to keep posting for that consistency, for that credibility, and you've got to keep reaching out to people. And I definitely encourage you guys, start with people that you see every single day. It can be your sister. It can be your coworker. It can be the girl that cuts your hair. Get out that memory jogger that Beachbody provided for you in your Coach Online office, and start making a list of people that you can reach out to, and just say, hey, you know what? I started really to take care of myself, to like work out and eat clean consistently. And I feel amazing. And I'm even drinking, like replacing my breakfast every day with this Whole Foods shake, and I love it. Like, and my coach, who's actually like cheering me on while I do this, has allowed me to invite 3 people to our next boot camp. Would you be interested in learning more about what I'm doing? Like, you can say that to the girl that serves you Starbucks. You can say that to the girl that cuts your hair, you know, or to your coworker. And so that's where I would start. But definitely, as you post, as you're consistent in doing that, you're going to have followers. You're going to have people that are following your journey. And then those are the people that you reach out to as well. Okay. So do you have any questions about that? Does that help? Does that give you ideas? Do you want me to help you develop a thought and finish it out? You know, like, what do you need help with right now?
I guess for me, the biggest thing is I'm really like, I can ask a lot of questions, but I get to that point where I'm like, when should I stop asking more questions? And like bridging the gap to, okay, join my next challenge group, or, you know, like you want to say it without coming across salesy in any way. So I find that transition for me the most awkward. Like getting the conversation started and stuff is easy. And then it's like, I never know when to stop asking questions, I guess, if that makes sense.
So my thing is that, like, the foundation that I operate on is that if they're in a conversation with me, then they've been to my page. You know, they're watching me on social media. They know what I'm about. If I'm posting workout selfies, if I'm posting 2 to 3 challenge group posts a week, then they get it. They know. So if you've asked them a few questions, if they've told you like what they want to do, what they've struggled with, you know, if you know that they like to do Zumba instead of cardio, you know, like I would, they have a goal, period. I just keep it very conversational, just like I would if I was sitting next to a mom at a soccer game. You know, like I kind of pretend, like, how would I talk to this person if she was in front of my face? And I wouldn't say, hey, Susie, I'm running a challenge group. Do you want to join? You know, like I wouldn't do that. And so like, if we were just having a conversation and she's like, yeah, I really need to lose some weight. Like I have about 15 pounds to lose and I'm just stuck. And I say, okay, well, what have you done in the past? Like, do you like to work out? I mean, have you done anything before that really worked for you? And she's like, yeah, Zumba, but I just stopped doing it because I got busy and my kids. And I was like, girl, and I would say something like, I'm walking you through a total like fake conversation, but like I totally understand. Like my kids, like I started when they were small, it was hard, but I found that if I could get up just an extra 20 or 30 minutes earlier, I could make my workout happen. Do you have like 30 minutes that you could work out at home? And most people say yes. I'm like, okay. So, and then I like to ask questions that really relate like to the emotional part of it. Like if you could lose 15 pounds, like how would you feel? Like how would your life be different? And most people are like, oh gosh, like I would wear those shorts that I've been wanting to wear all summer, or I would go to the beach and not care about my bathing suit, or, you know, like I feel like I'd be so much closer to my husband. And I usually say, oh, I totally get it. Like I was there too. Can I tell you a little bit more about my online faith and fitness boot camps? Because we totally like talk about emotional eating. We talk about, you know, we work out at home, we encourage each other, we meal plan, and it's just something that has really worked for me. Would you like to hear more about it? So I know transition it with my story.
Okay. And I think maybe it's because, so I started like responding to people with video, like on my Instagram in the little, so it works for some people, and some people, they like watch my videos and then they don't respond. So I do preface it by saying, I know this might be kind of awkward, but I prefer to like chat with you, more of a conversation. And I feel like with video, you can actually get to know me better. And I did have one person, and I tell people, most people don't respond back with video. That's totally okay. Like you can text back and I'll just keep responding. I do find it allows me to chat more and get more of that emotional connection.
Yeah.
And I did have one girl, and she was responding with video. Sometimes I find it takes a little bit more work because I can't just go like, you know, nurse my son. I have to like make sure I'm in an appropriate place to chat. At the end of the day, she did end up signing up. Now, whether that's the video or, you know, I don't know, but I found I could engage with her more just based on having that kind of conversation.
I think that if anybody can hear your voice, see your face, if you can get people on the phone, I mean, I think that your chances of communicating your heart and your passion for what you're doing goes way through the roof. And I find I love the Instagram videos and Messenger. I think that my people sign up with me. The people that I'm supposed to help that relate to me, they love it. And so are you telling people, are you saying most people don't like videos so you can text back or something?
Yeah.
Don't say
so
that.
I say, like,
just be confident. Fake your confidence.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Hey girl, I love these videos. I want everyone to respond with a video, and people catch your energy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Same thing for Facebook. Use the voice messenger thing on Facebook Messenger. People love that. I mean, people are always like, oh, it's so cool to hear your voice. I didn't even know you could do that. And they feel so much more connected to you.
I started sending video through Facebook too, but so I don't know if you've done that. When you do it's more awkward because it's like a window of your face each 15 seconds. It's not as like Instagram, as soon as they start watching your story to them, it's a consistent story. Okay. Where Facebook, they have to play and play and play. So I find I don't like it as much because it's very choppy. And then you just send them 10 messages of your head. And I just feel like it's not as appealing.
I've never done that with Facebook.
Yeah, it's not as good. Instagram, it seems to be better. But I have found, so when you send video, is that your very first message to them, or you open up with text and then you send video?
Yeah, no, I send text first, and if they respond back, it just depends on where we're at in the conversation. But I do pretty quickly, just so they can see me and hear me.
Okay, that's good.
Mm-hmm. Thanks. Anybody else? Let's see. Okay, so a couple of things before I wrap it up. Tracking, just make sure this is like housekeeping stuff, but you got to write down every single name, every friend that you add, every hey girl that you send. If you like and comment on some new people's posts, write it down in your calendar. I tracked my business on pen and paper for 3.5 years, 4 years, or 3 years. My numbers are getting confused. But for the majority of my business, I've done it on paper. Print out your business activity tracker. It's going to tell you what to do every single day. Flip it over, write names on the back of it so you can go back to last week and see, who did I add as a friend? Who did I follow up with? Who do I need to follow up with? For me, I just literally make lists in my calendar. So, I will, and people that I know I need to follow up with, that say no to my April boot camp, but I send a free meal plan, or I say, can I follow up with you next month? And they say yes. I'll flip over to May and I'll start a list. And those are going to be the people that I follow up with on May 1st. I will hit Success Club in the first week. I always do, because I have that list to pull from. And so it's just a system. You are creating a system for your business, just like you would anything else. And so tracking is your system. You find what works for you. Pen and paper works for me. Your business activity tracker might work for you. You might use Google Streak. There's Teamsy out there. If you want to pay for something, I wouldn't suggest that right away. But you've got to track who you are talking to so that you don't lose people, that you don't forget about people. And so it's really just find a system that works for you. You can use Google Sheets, something like that. But it doesn't matter. And then finally, your personal development, guys. These calls, and obviously I'm preaching to the choir here, but you guys just keep showing up for these calls, team calls, national wake up call. Every single week, that fed my soul to hear from other coaches who went through and struggled with the same things that I did. Your personal development, 10 minutes a day. You don't have to sit there and read a whole book in a week. Although you could probably, 10 minutes a day. Listen on your earbuds, sit down, read 10 minutes before you go to bed. It's going to keep you motivated and keep, ideas flowing for your business. Okay. Because as a new coach, I pulled probably 50% of my morning workout selfie motivation from the compound effect, or from something that Autumn said, or, you know, from a devotion that I was reading. And so, you know, definitely stay plugged in to trainings and to your personal development. And that will take you so very far. Okay. All right, that is all I have. If y'all don't have any questions, or if you guys don't need any help with anything else, then I am done. If anybody has any questions, you can stay on and ask me, though. I've got a peace out from somebody. All right, guys. Thank you. We'll see you next week. Bye.